Hello, friends, Meor board, Meor donors, Meor supporters. My name is Shoshana Kay, and I'm the Regional Director of Meor Philadelphia, which oversees the University of Pennsylvania, Temple and Drexel Universities, and our newly launched Young Professionals Division. Thank you so much for the support you have been giving us to enable us to continue this vital, amazing work that we're doing, even if it's in cyberspace. What's so remarkable is to see that all the efforts we've put into the years of building strong relationships with our students, they are with us, just like they were with us in campus. They are with us now over Zoom, doing our virtual classes, our virtual programming, and it's amazing to see. I've had the tremendous privilege to be teaching all over the country through Zoom, and I've become quite the expert actually at speaking to myself and even receiving feedback when and interactive opportunities when I'm talking to all of you. So if you notice my comfort, and maybe too comfortable, I do apologize, but I have gotten very used to this process of speaking to myself and trying to create an interactive experience for everybody when it's just not so interactive. But it really has been an amazing opportunity. Last night I had the privilege of speaking to Emory and with the Emory students and their parents, and the class was about building healthy relationships between your adult children, your college-age children, and parents during this stage of Corona madness, the Corona crisis. And thinking about Shavuos coming up this week, it's quite remarkable to think that, wow, healthy relationships has so much to do with Shavuos. How is that possible? Well, Rashi tells us when we are described that we are ke'ish echad b'lev echad, that we were like one person with one heart. What was one man with one heart? What was that referring to? That was referring to the unity at that moment. That all the differences that divided us as a nation did not exist in the moment of Matan Torah. We were unified. And what's so beautiful is that right now, for so many of us, we are in our homes with our children, our spouses, in areas and in a realm that we never expected. We are spending so much quality time with each other. It is just wonderful. And our relationships are amazing. But they can also be difficult. And if we look at what was so magnificent about Matan Torah, this ke'ish echad b'lev echad, like one man with one heart, what is that message that we can take for us in entering the magnificent gift of the Chag of Matan Torah, of receiving the Torah? So last night's class was an acronym. I gave them an acronym. These days I need a lot of acronyms to be focused on what it is that I'm doing. And in giving them an acronym, the acronym was DIAL. The acronym was DIAL. I made a joke that back in the day we used to dial our phones rather than hello Siri, call so-and-so. But these days, when we think about dialing, when we're trying to dial somebody, we're trying to create connection, we're trying to create communication. So what was this acronym of DIAL that we offered the parents? So this acronym stood for dedication, interest, appreciation, and love. If I want to build my relationship with my child right now, if I want to build my relationship with my parents, I have to decide that I'm dedicated to it. I have to be bought into it. And we all know, besides the values that we spoke about with our students, that it's incumbent on them. It's the Jewish law, the 5th commandment of the Aseres HaDibros, that they have to honor their parents, respect their parents, and boy, did the parents love hearing that. But what is it about our parents that they have to be dedicated to us? So that's when we started to speak about the idea of what it means to love somebody. How do we really love? So we really love, as we know, the word ahava, meaning love. When we think about in relationships, I will love someone more. I will be more in love with somebody. The more my partner, my husband, my wife on a college campus, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, the more the person I'm in a relationship with gives to me, the more I'm going to love them. Right? Right. Exactly. The answer, which hopefully you or supporters know about, but last night they didn't. They all said, yes, right, absolutely. The more you give to me, the more I'm going to love you. I said, no, not right. That's wrong. Judaism tells us that love, the way we come to love somebody, ahava, shares the same, we come to understand it from the sharing of the same root of the Aramaic word lahav, to give. In order for me to love you more, I have to give to you more. So right now, while we're in our homes during this time of Corona, and we think, if my child would only be more helpful, I would feel better. If my mother would only be less judgmental and she did more for me, we would be closer. And we spoke about last night that building a relationship means giving to the other. Deciding that there is a benefit to building this relationship. And we don't know how long we're going to be stuck together for right now. So of course it's a beneficial relationship in the parental-child dynamic. So besides dedication, and that we spoke about what it means to be dedicated in a relationship, what it means to follow Jewish law as a child to a parent, we went on to speak about appreciation. And appreciation stems from gratitude. That the more gratitude we have, the more we start to notice all the good around us. The more gratitude I have towards my parents and the benevolence, kindness, and love that they bestow on me, the more love and benevolence and kindness I see in them. And it's the same thing with our parents. So we went through that process as well, speaking about gratitude and the gift of gratitude and giving different examples of gratitude and where in the Torah, and the understanding of Leah and Yehuda, and why did Leah name Yehuda? Because she understood she got more, and being able to focus that our parents give us so much more than we deserve. Then we went into, I spelt wrong. So it was dedication, interest, then appreciation, and the interest going backwards. What is interest? Interest means I have vested interest in you, and that to build the relationship, you have to have common interest. You're in the home together. You're doing it anyway. Spend 10 minutes a day doing something that builds the relationship. What is important to you is important to me. So if your parents like you to watch the nightly news with them, sit with them for 10 minutes and watch the nightly news. If your child wants you to work out with them, work out for them for 10 minutes. Take interest in the other. And the last one was love. That the more we give, the more we'll come to love. And that love, it was so important for our students to recognize. I really wanted our parents to see what we are imbuing our students with here in Meor, the value of honoring and respecting their parents. But speaking about this idea of love, that in a love relationship between a parent and a child in a home environment, the importance of the students recognizing, the children recognizing all that the parents have done over their life to build that love. And for a parent, there is so much of that love because we give and we give and we give. So how, as a student, as a child to a parent, do we build that love? What are ways that we can give to our parents? And we spoke about the different ways of giving: respect, honoring, the 5 different love languages, acts of kindness. But another idea that we spoke about is helping your parents to build the unity in the home. Because no parent likes to see their kids squabbling, fighting, grimacing with each other. And that love is being able to provide also the gifts or the values that's important to the other. So last night's class was a beautiful hour that we spent together. We laughed, we cried. Why did we cry? Because I told a very cute story about my 4-year-old Sarah. My 4-year-old Sarah yesterday had an impossible day, and she was tantruming the whole day, and she started screaming, "Mommy, this is the worst day of my life." And I thought to myself, oh my goodness me, I have a class on Torah Anytime called A Slice of Life, daily series on living with intention, vitality, and simcha. How can I have a child that's so miserable? And I thought to myself, I've got this. This is my moment. This is my chinuch moment. So what did I say to Sarla? I said, Sarla, sweetheart, Shafla, is it really the worst day of your life? It's the worst day of my life. I said, guess what? It's not the worst day of your life. It's the worst minute of your life. And you know what's so good about the worst minute of your life? It's going to pass. And her big blue eyes opened up. And then a few hours later, I was like, maybe I had that moment of effective chinuch. She started tantruming again, and I hear her screaming, this is the worst minute of my life. And my kids say to her, and you know what, Sarla, you know what's good about the worst minute of your life? It's going to, she says, pass. So, dear donors, friends, and supporters, I want to share with you as we come into this space of Matan Torah, the receiving that each and every one of us should be zoche, we should merit to receive the Torah once again this year, to understand the gift that the Torah, the wisdom of the Torah imbues on each and every one of us. And that this tekufa, this period that we are in, we should recognize it as just as a minute of our life in the context of eternity. And that we should be able to mirror just like those that came before us. Bnei Yisrael did in the Midbar, ki ish echad b'lev echad, that in our homes we should be able to experience shalom bayis and achdus, unity, ahava, achva, reus, and shalom, love, friendship, unity, and togetherness. And in the schus, in the merit of all that you do, each and every one of you do for spreading the light to thousands of Meor students, Hashem should reflect it right back to you in your own homes, in your own bias, and that we should be all zoche to experience once again ki ish echad b'lev echad. Wishing you a beautiful yantif of dedication, interest, appreciation, love, and that you should be able to experience with your own families what it means to be inspired, educated, and empowered by the magnificence that the Torah has to offer. Thank you so much, everybody. Signing off from Philadelphia. Bye.